I have a clip here at about 2 minutes. Oh, sorry guys. Hi, how are you doing? Um, my name is Noni Madikela. Welcome to the Noni M podcast. So before anything else, this is so funny for me because I just saw this clip on the internet. And I'm like, this clip, I'm sure it was taken the day the 5 accused appeared in court. And damn, those guys, that guy who is a speaker there is very angry. He's not impressed at all. He's not pleased with anything. And I think where we are with the case, the Senzo Meyiwa case, the way he was boiling, if he is still around, still alive, a lot happens in life. That was, I'm sure, 2020 perhaps. So if that was 2020 and he survived throughout COVID and everything, I'm sorry guys, and he's still alive, and he sees that video, I'm sure he's gonna still be angry because we still do not know what the hell is going on in the courtroom, number one. Number two, we still do not have answers as to what happened to Senzo Meyiwa. We still do not have any movement towards the right direction. What we have is information that those people that are arrested have nothing to do with the crime, because that's what has been brought to us by the evidence of the state through their witnesses that they brought to the courtroom. And through Mngomezulu making sure, Counsel Mngomezulu did an incredible job because he made sure that he's gonna put everything out there, literally. Even though Ubaloyi tried, the state prosecutor, to hide some things. For instance, when he was asking questions to Hos, remember Hos, who replaced Steyn? Yes, those things that he did not read accused number 3's full section 205. Is it? Yes, section 205. And Mngomezulu went through and read all of that, and it showed exactly that accused number 3 was never anywhere near the crime scene during the time of the crime. He was never there. He had left Vosloorus altogether. And then now, the other thing that is quite interesting, Vodacom also shows us that Kelly Khumalo never spoke to no accused number 1. I mean, to no accused, in fact, to any of the accused, to no accused number 3, no accused number 5. There is no connection there. And we are still waiting for the state to make connection or make it make sense. Why would Steyn say that there were internet calls at the same time that Vodacom has calls where Kelly Khumalo spoke to Senzo Meyiwa and where Kelly Khumalo spoke to Arthur Mafokeng same time? Because it can't be. There is no way that it can happen like that, that you receive 2 calls. Whether it's a WhatsApp call, the other must move for the other. So he was not explaining if the other moved. And by the way, he said it's a WhatsApp call at some point, and when he was told, actually by 2014, WhatsApp calls were not yet introduced. He changed his tune and said it was an internet call, and he couldn't explain which internet call was it. Because BBM, it can't be. So at this point, there's a lot going on. There is a lot that is going on, and that lot going on is not helping the state case. So if that guy who was talking there who's talking in that clip, I'm gonna put it here, then you're gonna hear him, was to see where we are, he is still alive. I'm sure he's one of those pissed people who are angry at what's going on with the case right now, because we still do not know what happened to Senzo Meyiwa. All we have is Senzo's 2 friends that lied throughout their teeth in that courtroom, which forms part of perjury, what they did in the courtroom. And then we have a Zandile Khumalo, who, that one, a drama queen who got all dramatic and even cried in English. Did you guys hear Zandile Khumalo crying in English? You guys, do you have any idea? Who cries in English after being a black person? Not just any black person, a Nguni black person. Hello? Us brown people, black people, whatever you call us, Nguni people, when we get angry, we shift. The only person I saw angry to the core was Reason Sizwe Alakain. angry and busy speaking English. That was the first time for me to actually see it happen. But I saw Zandile Khumalo crying in English. Did you guys see that? Do you remember her crying in English, acting and saying that Ntanzi is the one that entered the house? But previously, before she took the stand in an interview with ENCA, she said there is no way that she could actually pinpoint who was who. Yes. So we're dealing with a situation that is like that. And this guy who is on this clip is making me laugh because the way he is so angry, the way he is so angry at these people and everything, the way he is not impressed. And mind you, Zandile Khumalo is one of the Khumalo family members. I'm not sure whether it was her and her mother that actually pointed out at Zamokuhle. At Zamokuhle Mbatha, saying that he's the one. Yet they knew him true and true. He was their Foslorus neighbor somehow. Do you understand? I'm going to put this video and then I'm going to put in this video that clip. You tell me what are your thoughts when you see that clip. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Bye-bye.
We are saying it's not the first time a suspect has been brought to court. Remember, the first suspect was ex-boyfriend of Kelly Khumalo's sister, Uzandi. That was the description given by the people who were in the house at the time. And that person was brought to court only to be found with that person is innocent. So this is the second batch of witnesses or perpetrators who might have killed Senzo. So now I won't get excited just because suspects are brought to court. I'll only get excited if there's actual progress, someone is actually being charged, someone is actually being denied bail, and someone is actually being tried and then brought to justice and they go to jail. Until that happens, I will not be proud of the criminal justice system. I will not be proud of General Sitole, who at his house, criminals broke in one time and stole a TV set. Even today, those criminals have not been found. So I do not expect such an individual to find the killers of Senzo Meyiwa. I will not be proud of Upegitsele, who promised us one time, I think it was 2018, when he said good before Christmas, the killers of Senzo Meyiwa would be charged, would be booked. It's 2020 now, it's almost November now, it's COVID now. No one is being brought to book. What we are seeing is this dramatics taking place inside court, because we know with each and every year, every anniversary of Senzo's killing, there's always a drama taking place so the police can act as if they're doing something. We are also saying, if Abu Kharinel had not intervened, if Abu AfriForum had not intervened, people who have been classified as enemies of the black people would not be seeing movement today. So the police today are trying to safeguard their image, their brand, and pretend to be working. We are also saying, we know, according to what they've told us, the murder weapon was found in a locker of a personnel of SAPS. That means the murder weapon for 6 years has been in possession of SAPS. And it's only today in 2020 we are being told the murder weapon has been found in SAPS' possession. So that means the fools are us, the public. The fools are us, the supporters of football. The fools are us, the supporters of justice in this country. We are also saying, today it's Senzo Meyiwa, a well-known individual. 6 years, nothing has been done. Tomorrow it's me, a nobody in South Africa. That means 20 years, no one will be found to have killed me. No justice would have been served for me. Whoever is dependent on my income, is dependent on my life, will not have justice, will not have income. So the police are wasting our time. We want someone to do something tangible, not these theatrics that we are seeing here.